Welcome to Washington East to West Sports. This is episode 135. I am Matt Beatty, joined alongside, as usual, by Sean Beatty, Kevin Ardall. If you want to get involved in the show, go ahead and blue sky at us. I am at Master B. Sean is at Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is at Emerald Bowler on Blue Sky. If you want to get at these guys on X or Twitter, Sean is Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is at C2Believe, SCA2Believe. Subscribe to us on this YouTube channel. Tell us what you think of the topics we talk about in the comments below. Sean's been gone for a while, and so, we got a lot to talk about on this episode. So let's start before a season begins, and that is the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, the preseason is over, and now today was roster cut down day. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I'm going to throw it to Kevin first. The Seahawks had two preseason games. No, sorry, all three of them actually. Since Sean was on the show last and was in the country in July. So they tied the Raiders 23-23. They beat the Chiefs 33-16, both those games in Lumen Field, and then their last game was 20-7 at the Green Bay Packers. Kevin, what did you take away from these three preseason games?
Nothing. I mean, they are preseason. O-line looks better. I'll say that. Zabel looks impressive. Uh, the running game definitely looked a lot more impressive. But like I said, it's preseason, so like it's kind of hard to tell. But I mean, all in all, it's still reps. It's still like live contact practice and blocking. So it did look way better than what it did last year. Didn't really see much for the starters, which that's fine. You don't really need to. I thought we'd probably see a little bit more since there's so many new pieces. But I get it at the same time too. You want to preserve that. What else? Defense looked pretty solid, minus a couple of things here or there. The Green Bay game, it was just a lot of sloppy play, but the good thing with Jalen Milroe, even though he didn't perform well, he still didn't let him, like, he didn't pull a Cam Newton and start pooping his pants on the sideline or putting a towel over his head. Um, he just kept coming back out, maintained that poise mentality and just kind of kept grinding because, you know, and that's what you want to see out of him, essentially. Um, let's see what else. Jake Bobo looks pretty solid, even though it's preseason. He's against, twos and threes. Hopefully he's okay after getting murdered. I mean, he did walk off, but like that could be concussion and stuff along that line. That was kind of a crazy hit.
They already said he had a concussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all in all, I kind of like what I saw. Um, a good balance of both run and pass. Drew Lock actually looked good. Like, but at the same time too, he's going against twos and threes. So like, I don't know. It's hard to say, but he looked good for a backup. So that's yeah. Um, but yeah, I would say the main thing to take away is that O-line looked a lot better. Um, and the running game looks way better to where our offense doesn't look like it's going to be so one dimensional. So
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go obviously with the caveat that it was preseason. Just get that out of the way. The starters played one series against Kansas City, and I thought it looked pretty good. Um, and so that was encouraging to see the starting offense be productive. Um, as Kevin mentioned, the run game looked good. Zach Charbonnet looked good out there in his limited time, so that was nice to see. Um, and this offense, the Kubiak offense is really about creating space and getting those guys the ball in space, and that's exactly what they did in that one offensive series where they had the starters out there. So kept off with a touchdown. Outside of that, I mean, there was the supposed battle at wide receiver between Torrey Horton and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I never really thought that was much of a competition. Torrey looked much better than MVS the entire preseason, and that was solidified during the cut down, which we'll get to in a little bit. But
Wait, so like Torrey Holden had like a good half, and then MVS played like a series. Like, I mean,
I,
I
I,
agree with you, but like they both didn't play a whole lot. I didn't think.
but I'm
I
saying in their
understand why
time while
they
they were
did
out
that.
there, Torrey looked better. He looked the part. Like MVS looked slow. Like he just looked
Didn't
slow and
MVS
old.
didn't he only play the last game?
Yeah, but he didn't look
Yeah, but
good.
I
Like
was gonna say I don't think. And then Horton did some in the first half of the first game, but he was kind of forgettable other than that.
yeah, I mean he was solid when
I
he was
agree.
out
I
there
agree
though.
with you. Horton is the
Yeah,
player, and I'm glad they
yeah.
made the move. But I'm just like, I don't think like preseason they didn't show much. Clearly, it was decided in practice, not during the
Yeah,
preseason.
yeah.
Sure, yeah, definitely. There's a lot more practice in our game. So, I thought the when the starters were out there, the use of the tight ends was pretty interesting. They had Barner and Arroyo out there pretty much the whole time, and then they also had Sawbird out there quite a bit as well. So I'm curious to see how they utilize their personnel out there. And then, as Kevin said, the offensive line looked better. Obviously, we'll see how they do once the big boys are out there all together. So, defensively. Um, I don't think there were too many surprises defensively. I would say the biggest surprise for me was, I guess we'll talk about it, but Jarek Reed, their pick last year at safety, did not make the roster, so I thought that was pretty surprising. Ty Okada, I kind of caught bits and pieces of the Green Bay game. I did see that interception he had, but I don't know, exactly how he separated himself in that job. But seems like Ty Okada won that position, and Jarek Reed was cut. Probably a practice squad nominee if he makes it back through waivers. So we'll see how that goes. But and then the cornerback room, I think is going to be interesting. Especially with you got Devin Witherspoon. He's obviously the starter. I think Reek will likely be the starter on the opposite side. And then you've got some guys who have some experience. Shaq Griffin, see if he's still got something left. You've got Josh Jobe there, and then the pick from last year from Auburn, Nehemiah Pritchett. So I think that group could be interesting and could be a pretty nice position of strength. Overall, I think the defense looks pretty solid. Especially the defensive line. You got a nice mix of rookies, or well, not rookies, younger guys and older guys, and DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Jr. Those the older guys coaching up Byron Murphy and Mike Morris. So I think that'll be an interesting position group to watch as well. But overall, preseason I think went pretty well. Where's Wood? You escaped with no major injuries to speak of. So, um, yeah, I think overall the preseason has gone great, and we'll see how they look when Kevin is there in person against the San Francisco 49ers in a couple weeks. Sean, what do you think?
Yeah. I guess I'll touch on. We didn't see much of quarterbacks. I'll say Drew Lock looks like Drew Lock, but he sucks. But like we're here for he's a backup, and that's his job. We're really here for the Milrow show, and yeah, he it didn't look great, but again, he's a third round project. This is what we said from the start. This is what it's going to look like. There was flashes. Yeah, those wheels are for real. The passing game also needs to be worked on, but that is like the MO. That was the MO coming out. And I'm so glad he played that. Like Kevin said, he played the whole Packers game. I don't care how it looks. Just get your reps, do your thing, real team. Let's go. And it shows. I just made a comment. Everyone's like, "Man, people were freaking out over the first quarter of the Packers game," and I'm like, guys, like this just goes to show you how rare and special it was that Russ came and did his thing. Because like this is how most third round quarterbacks look. Like if you're a dude or expected to be a dude, you're going to look like this. This is totally acceptable to look like how Milrow looked as a third round rookie. Like yes, he had like physical athleticism as a first round pick, but he had a lot of stuff to work on. And that's why he's here to be the third quarterback and work on that stuff right now. Like, and then to Kevin's point, to like in the past broadcast, we're gonna hopefully bring him in kind of crazy Taysom Hill Wildcat situations, get a little touch here and there of NFL games, but like at the end all be all, you're the emergency quarterback. You are not there to take snaps and throw passes. Not this year. Maybe probably not even next year, but you're there to learn how to be an NFL quarterback. And if you never do, you never do. It's a third round pick. It's not the end of the world. But you're banking on the upside of this guy developing into something. And let him play preseason games. And I was totally okay with what I saw. The game he got better as the game went on. Like he played much better later on. Again, there was backups, but the Packers played a lot more starters than the Seahawks did, especially early in that game. Like they actually played some starters. So like, yeah, he was going against starters with backups, and it didn't look great. But that's kind of it looks. And as it got the playing field got more level, he looked a lot better. Like when the third stringers and third stringers are going, he was clearly like, okay, we can move the ball, do some things. And I was like, okay, like that's fine. Like that'll work because you can only do so much with those around you. So happy there. Running back, we'll talk about. Are we talking about cuts? Can we get to that later, or am I doing that
Go
now?
for it. Transition it because we're gonna get there
I,
after this.
well, I'm obviously running backs like the three we kept. I'm just a little surprised we cut Martinez. I really liked what I saw with Martinez. Um, that gets over to general roster construction. I don't know if we need two fullbacks. I get one is like a hybrid fullback tight end type situation, and I'm hoping he plays a little bit there. But like, I just don't know if we need two fullbacks. Most teams don't even have one, let alone us having two. So I would have, and one of our running backs, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, is K9, who tends to get hurt sometimes. So now we're running in with like two running backs now. Like, I just like, does that make anyone else nervous on this podcast? Like, our running back depth is like, and I love Zach Charbonnet. That's great. But like, Kenny Walker gets hurt, and then heaven forbid anything happens to Charbonnet at any point in the 8 weeks K9's hurt. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, we're running out backup fullbacks as our next running back. Like, I'm just incredibly nervous. Like, with a guy who gets hurt as much as Kenneth Walker does, I would have liked a fourth running back to be kept. Now, hopefully Martinez can be kept, but that's a gamble you're running versus keeping two fullbacks. I, that made me a little worried. Wide receivers, no issues here. Loved who he kept. I'm glad we cut the MVS because we used to do this in the past with Pete and John of like keep your Jerron Browns for some crappy reason. Get rid of the guy who's not cutting it and let the young kid play because I think in this situation we saw to the point we have four tight ends plus a running back or a tight end fullback guy in Brady Russell. We're going to do a lot of two tight end sets. So there's not we will have a third. Hort will be out there, but not as much as a normal offense, not as much as some other offenses out there. So it's good that the rookie will get some exposure, but not as much as a normal third wide receiver in an NFL system. He will get eased in a little bit better. And if he pops, he pops. We'd run less two tight ends because you have three monsters running around out there. Like that, oh, woe is me. We'll cross that bridge if it comes there, but like we're gonna be playing a lot of two tight end sets, and I really liked what Arroyo and Barner brought to the table. So I'm totally fine with the guys we have there. Offensive line, to Kevin's point, looked so it was hard to look worse. I'll say that too. But they did look much, 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 much better. Like there's a point where me and Kevin would be watching games and they were like on the 3 yard line, and I'm like, just run the ball 4 times. Just do it. And they'd run the ball 2 times and lose 2 yards. I'm like, maybe don't run the ball two more times. Like I just like analytics are like run the ball on the goal line because it's the easiest way to get a yard. And the Seahawks are just always lose yards because if you lined up and the Seahawks are like, we're gonna run it, and the other team's like, we're gonna now stop you for negative because you can't block at all. Like, and the Seahawks were like, we can run the ball a little bit, even when we have to. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's great. So and it was great to see Milrow do the tush push a couple times. Got a hold of the ball the first time, but the second time was great. Really liked what I saw there. So that's fantastic. Linebackers, no issue. I guess not no issue. I don't have it's like a huge thing, but I thought Tyree Smith and Patrick O'Connell kind of deserved like more love than they got, but I'm not like super upset about it because again, they're all depth pieces, but like I thought they both deserved more of a crack than maybe Connor O'Toole and things like that. But again, I didn't really expect him to play. Like, and then Matthew said the defensive line's good. Safety is no problem. Corner, Shaq Griffin's going to be your fifth option out of there. And then specialists. Yeah, the defense, less options, less worry because, again, we talent find. It came on strong at the end of the year last year, and I trust Mike McDonald. So no real shocker for me. There were, again, some like fringe guys I would have liked, but there's no like guy where I'm like, what are we doing here? Why did we cut X, Y, or Z? My only one I guess I'll say is Martinez, and not because I think he played out of his mind, but I'm just like, it's more of the injury thing. Like we only have 3 running backs, and we have one guy that gets hurt a lot. So I'm just this is more of like who's gonna play if they get hurt. So other than that, I'm totally fine with this. And the preseason, not to Kevin's point, didn't it ebbs and flows. We had a great Kansas City game and a horrible Packers game. It is what it is. Kansas City played none of their starters. We played more starters. We beat them up. flip happened. Green Bay played some starters. They beat us up. You know, you
Mhm.
get some guys get some reps. It's just for reps. It's just for real reps for some of the younger kids. And I thought, like mainly Jalen Milrow looked pretty solid when he got to guys that were at his level. So, and Torrey Horton, uh, from the first game and then what we hearing in the practice has been really nice. So, yeah, let's just now the games matters. Let's see how it actually shakes out.
Kevin, any roster comments?
Yeah, yeah, the running backs, of course, only having three. I have a feeling that they will probably sign Gonzalez to the practice squad, and if not, then they'll
But what
sign
if someone else picks
Mar
him up? That's the problem.
Martinez?
Martinez.
Martinez. Yeah, sorry.
No.
Then they'll probably pick up Wright, which I thought Wright actually had a really good
Yeah, he did too. Yeah.
season, so I'd be okay with either. Um, I was actually kind of surprised on. I thought they would kind of bring in seven receivers and bring in the other kid that we got out of Hawaii in the seventh. I can't remember his name that got cut.
Uh,
Hold on. I'm pulling it up right
You
now.
mean Ricky White the third?
White the third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on there, isn't he?
Some cuts that actually
Oh no,
surprised
he's not.
me.
Cody White.
A lot of people didn't mention it. Satoa Lomea,
He was
the
like the first cut, right? Oh
yeah,
no, that was yeah.
we drafted him in like what the fourth or fifth last year, and he played for us, and then we're just like, all right, we're gonna cut his ass, and we were like, oh, okay,
Patrick O'Connell started 5 games for us last year. He was our third linebacker last year.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
got cut. Like
I thought Patrick O'Connell played really well in the preseason too.
I thought he did too.
That was actually the biggest shock for me out of all of them. I thought he was a shoo-in for a backup, over people like Derek Young, or sorry, go to the other one. It's Drake Thomas, who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yes.
Connor O'Toole. Like, I don't know what. And then I agree. Terry Smith was the other one that got cut.
Trey Smith. Yeah.
Trey Smith. Yeah, I thought
Yeah. He popped off. He was the guy who kept
he
pass rushing. He was like really. I thought he
yeah. I thought that was kind of a thing that I didn't like, but also I didn't see practices. So practices are honestly probably are just as important as well. So hopefully we can get Patty back, but with how good he played, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Um,
I think we'd be hearing about that fairly soon because most teams are going to be cutting down, and if they see a guy they like, they'll sign him and cut him. So we'll see the practice squad probably tomorrow, Thursday at
I
the latest,
thought
I
they would
think. So
probably another thing that was kind of surprising is only five corners because our
Yeah. It is nice that you have Kobe Bryant who can play corner and
right.
has in the past. Obviously, you don't want him to probably, but could.
But I do like who they kept, though. I do like I like what I've seen out of Pritchett. Job has been getting better over time. He just has to kind of cool it on his penalties. And then Shaq Griffin, I think, still is a solid corner. Uh, so everything I saw there was looking good. Defensive line looked okay. Um, like I said, that was the only things that kind of surprised me is Lumea or whatever his name is, the guard, and then the two linebackers getting cut. And then two fullbacks. Yeah, we don't need that. Like I don't know. Like you could have cut Brady Russell and he probably would have been available for your practice squad.
Or cut Eric that Matt talked about and then kept Brady Russell. I'm hoping Brady Russell, I know he's switching to fullback, but still plays tight end to get some of that value, maybe.
Eric Sauber's actually a really good like backup tight end.
as I said in mine, I thought he looked good in his limited time with the starters.
He's like your fourth guy.
He's your third guy. He was out there.
He's your third guy.
Yeah, he was out there with 3 tight ends. He was out there. So
he was
blocking most of the time.
When Kittle was gone,
yeah.
he was actually kind of a big part of their offense.
Yeah, so, he's gonna be blocking. Your third tight end's not catching passes.
No, he caught passes when Kittle was gone. It was kind of crazy. So
I don't anticipate it.
Well,
yeah,
I'm not saying
I'm not saying pick him up in fantasy football, but
I'm saying he can. Like I said, yeah.
Well, yes, he does have 2 hands.
Callerup is more for like blocking. He's kind of a bigger dude and a dude that can just go 5 yards and pause. He's got good hands, but he's just not speed at all. He has no speed.
That's
From the
just
footage
describe
that
90% of tight ends.
yeah. I mean, even for tight ends, like that dude is
If
got
you wanted
no.
that guy, you should have a couple years ago. Was it Darnell Washington out of was it? I can't remember where he went. Georgia.
Mhm.
He's now like 295 and is a tight end, and he plays for Pittsburgh. And I'm very jealous because that dude is a tank. And I'm like,
I
if you
will
want a
say,
blocking guy, draft
out of,
that guy.
out of his footage that I did see at Cal Rep, he does have solid hands for a tight end that's not really well known. Like I do like what he can do with his hands, like catching. Um, but so I like the tight end group. Yeah, and then just cut all three quarterbacks. Just cut 'em,
Yep.
yeah. But yeah, no, it's kind of what I expected with a little bit of like, what we already mentioned at the WTFs. But I think it's a good roster. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You guys mentioned the fullbacks. We didn't in the time that the starters were out there. I don't remember a fullback being out there. If I'm being
They were out
honest,
there. They were
they
out
were
there.
out there.
They were out there at
Boots
least quite a
Boots
bit in
caught
in the
catches.
Did he? Okay,
Yeah,
Kansas City game at least. The
yeah,
okay,
he
Packers, I
caught
think,
like
less.
three, like two or three.
Yeah,
yeah,
they were out
Because
there quite a bit. Well, it's
okay.
not
because
even about
Michael,
catching patches; they were constantly blocking, and
I
they were
mean,
really good at that in the Kansas City game. So, because
the,
that
the
was where
only
most of their starters was.
the only reason I remember that is because Michael Robinson was like freaking out
Yeah,
every time.
every time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the fullback mentions. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, the two fullbacks. It tells me it's a important part of the offense. Like, if you only keep one, that tells me they're not going to be in too many formations. But maybe the Kubiak offense, like,
Yeah,
you don't see
that's
the.
my issue though. Should
I'm.
this
I
offense be
mean,
running through two fullbacks?
like I would tend to agree with you. I don't think you need to, but if you're going to use them quite a bit, that's why you keep two. So that's what that
I'm
would
okay.
tell me.
I want you to do what San Francisco does with theirs. If you're gonna do it, get funky. Like, don't have it like 90s Mike Allstott stuff because that will not work. We will
I,
lose games because of
yeah, I
that.
don't think they're going to line
Get
up and
funky.
like, you know,
You could
How
do it
I
sometimes.
don't
You could do it
like,
sometimes. Obviously, you could do anything
yeah,
sometimes. But we're not
yeah.
doing it 10 times a game. We're run power with a fullback. Get funky. Like run them options. Like have them catch passes because that's where the value comes from. Because if they're just gonna line up and only block, they lose value. Like because they need to be still kind of a threat. Like use chick. Like make them a threat a little bit here because they don't have to have great hands. Like Kevin said. Like you could scheme up a fullback open because they're gonna kind of like lull the defense to sleep, do some things, but like you got to get funky now. You've put your eggs in this basket, Seahawks offense. You have to get funky.
I mean, I think they'll get funky. We'll see how funky they get. But you guys mentioned the running backs. Obviously the Holani reports were all great, and then when he was out there during preseason reps, I thought he looked pretty good. So I do like that keep. I
I'll say
I
Matthew. I think Holani looked good, but
yeah,
every running back looked really good because I think this, like, especially in the Kansas City game, like Kevin's
the
point,
blocking was much better. Yeah,
there was like four guys deep. I was like, wow, that guy looks really good, and I'm like, at a certain point, I'm not taking away from them, but I'm like, man, the blocking is just so much better. Like it is. They
yeah.
all. If ever running back looks good, I'm like, gotta be the guys up front, really. And yeah, they're finding the holes, but I'm like, man, they block so much better this year.
And you guys mentioned the three running backs. That would at least for me would indicate that they're maybe thinking of signing two to the practice squad. Maybe
Oh
like
yeah,
because
yeah.
like you mentioned, Kenneth Walker, not the healthiest running back in the NFL.
And
And
two fullbacks implies a running team, so you're
absolutely.
gonna carry more guys.
Yeah, yeah. So, we'll see how this usage and everything plays out with their personnel on offense. But I do like what I see here. I think there's a lot of potential here. And then I think the defense is a stronger unit of the two of them. I just think that there's so much well, I don't know how to say so much more talent on the defense than there is on the offense. But I think overall, great roster, and we'll see how it shakes out. So let's talk about one story. Last time we were on the podcast, we talked about one man in particular, that is Uchenna Nwosu, and it seems that he listened to the podcast, obviously, and he decided that he's going to get healthy, and now he has passed his physical and is nearing a return in the most recent story I was able to find. So, when Nwosu will return to game action is unclear. Mike McDonald said Sunday that it's too early to know about Nwosu's availability for week one, but that based on the team's preliminary timetable, he's expected to be ready by around the start of the season. So, um, I think we all talked about this and we were all kind of fine with the situation. Um, And now that there's new information, and he apparently seems to be getting his health, hopefully, fully together.
I don't know, Matthew. The
Yeah.
difference is he's not dead. You know how like there's still no
Yeah.
timetable. Like
Yeah.
it just he
Yeah.
didn't die. Okay,
Um,
good.
so I'll ask this to Sean first. Like, are you okay with him taking a roster spot? And like,
Yeah,
what do you think of it? What do
he
you
was
think of
always
it?
going to be on the roster spot. It was going to be a question of if it was a pub to start or not because we had no updates. But I didn't expect him to be ready for week one. But it's kind of still a nothing burger where they're like, he's healthy-ish. And then like it's the Moneyball line. What does healthy-ish mean? And then so like he's got two legs. Okay, like it's still I don't know. It's a nothing. I don't know what to make of it. So I mean, when he's healthy, clearly he's probably the most talented end we have or edge guy we got, the pass rusher. It's just I still don't know how healthy that is. That report makes him. So I want him on the field, but I'm hoping he's not out for 6 weeks because then we could have just pubbed him and then kept Smith or something like that to who Kevin liked and I liked. So if he's out for 6 weeks, I'm gonna be kind of upset. Not with him, I get it, it's your body, but like on the Seahawks, like, hey man, if you're gonna be out 5 weeks, we could have just kept you one more and kept a guy we liked. So I do want him back sooner rather than later because he's talented, but there's no timetable, so I don't know what to make of it.
Kevin, any thoughts on Nwosu um, possibly playing and maybe healthy?
I mean, it'll be nice to see him out there for 2 snaps and then he dies again. So it'll.
No, Kevin, the update was he's not dead right now.
Yeah,
No, I mean, see
he's
when
alive.
he comes back, he'll
But
play
then
two
he'll die.
snaps and then he'll die.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a little bit, then he'll come back.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, yeah, for next season. He'll come.
Well,
Well,
no, he's a free agent, so
yeah.
I meant come back to
Yeah.
the NFL and
Yeah.
die on some other team.
Randy, we went to Randy Land, everybody.
Ooh,
3-run home run,
What's the score now? 5-3?
5-3.
good.
All right.
They're all on the
Well,
roller coaster of Randy Land. It was the bases were loaded last night too, and Gino didn't get anything. Gosh.
Nwosu, hopefully he stays healthy and maybe there's some good stuff left in the tank still, but not super optimistic, but hopeful that there's some good
Upper
games left in him.
upper
So
decker too, left field. Not
the
a cheapie.
first game is September 7th against the 49ers. Kevin, where are you sitting? Do you like where are your seats at?
Oh God, I gotta look. Hold on.
Do you
It's kind of
nosebleeds?
lower.
Lower
Uh,
nosebleeds?
yeah. On home side, opposite Hawks Nest, so kind of where like
I,
the Toyota truck is.
Oh,
I
okay.
think honestly, lower 300 is the way to go.
Yeah.
100 is it's too low. I feel like almost
Yeah.
like you can't see. I don't think you get as good of a view on everything.
You guys just like the all 22 view. That's what you want those seats.
Well, I want to see everything. I can't see it. Like when you get so low and people stand, you can't. Because I've sat like eighth row, and it's just like, what am I looking at here? I can't really see as much. I can't see the other side of the field. I can't see those players. If I could see everybody, I don't need to see the safeties, all that stuff, Matt. I just need to see like, can I see like the offense? Can I see like a TV screen? Can I see like can I see all the players? Because sometimes you're down low, you're like, who caught the pass over? I don't know. Like, you get the whole view of everybody. Low 300.
I think I would mostly agree. I do like the immersion that you get at the 100 level, but
Yeah, it's gonna be a
I
little
get it.
rowdier
Yeah,
though. Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, Kevin will give us a live report following that game on the next podcast after that. And our NFL prediction episode will hopefully be sometime next week. So tune into that. We'll have our recurring guest, JT the Ginger, on to make some predictions as well. So let us know what you thought of the Seahawks preseason go ahead and Blue Sky. I'm at Master B. Sean is at NastyBilly22. Kevin is at Emerald Bowler on X. Sean is NastyBilly22. Kevin is C2Believe, SCA2Believe. If you want to let us know what we talk about on the show, comment on YouTube, subscribe to us, let us know what you think. Gentlemen, let's move on to the Seattle Mariners. That's right. They are currently playing San Diego, as you guys alluded to. They are down 5-3 right now. But things have happened since Sean was gone. The vibes were up and the vibes are down, and now the vibes are fine. Like I don't know what the vibes are right now. I think they're decent vibes, but I'm gonna go to Sean first. So Sean, you were out of the country. Twofold for you. What do you think of the Mariners this past month, and how difficult is it to follow the Mariners in a different country?
It depends. So it depends on the start of the game. So depending on the game, it would start at either 3 a.m. or 7 a.m. So, and due to the time shift, I was able to actually watch some of the 5 a.m. games because I hadn't adjusted yet. And then there was the delay game where it rained and it's supposed to start at 5 and then it got pushed back. So actually, I enjoyed that because it was at 8 o'clock my time. And I was like, oh, here we go. Just watch it in the morning. That was when the Mariners were super, super hot. So I was like, I should just move to Thailand apparently because the Mariners like lost like one game when I was there the entire time. So, and then I came back and it was immediately when they started losing. So, um,
So if Kevin and I bought you a plane ticket, would you just go over there for
yeah,
till the end
absolutely.
of October? Okay.
Absolutely. But no, it was very interesting. I wasn't. It was hard to watch it. I was able to watch actually a couple games because Apple TV was just like, here you go, or the app was like, here you go. Which is like it's funny because in some ways the restrictions on like what you can and can't watch are so much more lifted actually over there. You're like, oh, I just watched this. And I'm like, okay, just watch it. It's fine. And through the app, through the sponsored apps, where it's like, if I try to watch baseball in the States, it's like, do you have 7 subscriptions? Are you illegally streaming this? And over time, I was like, just watch the game. I don't care. Like, I was like, oh, I just watch it from the app. Like the app was like, watch, and I was like, I was clicking. I'm like, I wonder what happens. And then it was like, it would just play the game. I was like, oh, it's just playing the game on my app. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna watch the Mariners game, I guess today. So yeah, that happened a couple times. But the Mariners, obviously, the vibes were great for a while. And to Mandy's point, great, horrible. I still think most people think they're horrible. I think they're fine because, knock on wood, they're still pretty safe right now. Obviously, don't play like total butt, but um, yeah, they're still got a 4 game lead in the to be out of the playoffs. And I'm just watching as the Rockies just hit a home run against the Astros right now, so they're up 4-1. Yeah, like. Just win your games. And the Mariners, I think, going into this series, had the 24th hardest schedule, so pretty easy schedule, all things considered, the rest of the way. So take care of the business, the teams you got to beat. That's pretty much it. Beat the teams that are below 500. Don't have to sweep them. Just take the series each time. That's what you got to do. That's it. And you play the Astros a little bit too, so take care of business.
Kevin, what have you thought of the Seattle Mariners?
Yeah,
Mariners.
it was really good there for a bit, and then you let Baltimore poop on your face.
That was awful. That
Oh,
was
on
awful.
your face. That's gross.
It was
Oh, the
not.
Astros just lost. So yeah.
Um, and then you ran into some like good teams that like you honestly should. I mean, like, and here's we've kind of said this argument so many times before. Like, yes, they're good teams, but like if you want to be a championship caliber team, you got to be able to win
Yeah.
to
The
win
Phillies
them.
just kicked the crap out of us.
Yeah. Um, the Mets we did okay against, but yeah, the Phillies just also pooped on our face, which was not great. After, I mean, we still were wiping the poop off from Baltimore. There's just more
They
poop.
got 22 hits against us in a game. Like,
Yeah, that's
and
not.
then 20 in then one of the games. They got 2 of the 3 games. They got
Our
20
our
plus.
our pitching forgot how to pitch. Let's put it like that.
And to Kevin's point, the other team has played. Phillies can hit the ball. They are very good offense.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah, 20 hits is too many. Like 20 hits is too many.
Um, and then we kind of brought it back. Now, luckily for us, the Astros forgot how to play baseball for quite a period of time. So that really helped. But as I was like talking, like I was talking with my dad and a couple other people, I'm like, at the same time too, like even with I'm like with the Astros pooping, we should take advantage of that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then also like Texas is not that far behind. Like they are within range with the amount of games left to where Texas can catch,
Evaldi did go on the IL today.
and that did help.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, so I was kind of like, okay, um, but we got to just start.
Yeah.
We got to,
I mean, to Kevin's point, if we take one game of the Phillies, still lose the series. If we
mhm,
win tonight, we're in first place by ourselves. But we're not because we didn't. Like, because we didn't.
yeah. So I think, like I said, winning the series, I think
Yeah,
to gain some ground, we probably need to at least do one sweep. That would be really nice. I would like
yeah.
if we could sweep San Diego. That would be
We
really nice
we
because
we we,
we
we do
swept
play
a
the
lot.
Rockies at some point.
Yeah, we should.
Sweeping the Rockies would be nice.
We should sweep
Second
them.
to last series.
Yeah.
They, I
So
can say they can't tank any more than they are because
yeah,
it can't really be worse. So you
yeah.
should beat them. Yeah.
But yeah, just continue to find your groove back. And then Brian Wu is a sexy man.
Yeah, everyone else struggles, but he doesn't care. He
Yeah.
doesn't care for that. He's like, no.
Brian Wu just gives zero Fs. He's going to go
Yeah,
out there
he's
and
like, you're getting six
dominate.
innings whether you want it or not. Damn
Of good, like good quality
it.
start innings too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's it.
yeah.
You're gonna get six quality start
And
innings.
I was talking with our friend Brett. I'm like, he's pretty much our ace. Like,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, look
yeah.
like you know what you're getting every day. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us take a quick break, and I will come back with my thoughts as well as a live report from Ichiro's retirement game right after these messages. Welcome back to Washington East to West Sports. Thank you so much to our sponsors and our advertisers. We really
Oh, the
appreciate
Mariners
you.
are winning.
What happened? What happened?
Gino 3-run bomb.
Ooh.
Oh, well, that's perfect segue, Gino, into
Those are.
talking about what we talked about prior to said previous podcast. So now it's my turn. So, um, on the previous podcast, we talked about trade deadline and we had a very long debate about Eugenio Suarez and they I didn't think they would, and I don't think anybody else. I don't think either of you guys did think they would either. But they did pull the trigger and traded for Suarez, and they didn't trade any. I think they traded a top 10 prospect. Is that what Locklear was, or something, or nine, something like that?
Depending on the around 9 or 11,
Okay,
depending on the yeah, yeah,
so they didn't give up anything that Sean didn't want to give up. And so the vibes are back. Good vibes are back. Good vibes only. And as soon as they made that trade, they went on a bit of a tear there. And I went to the Ichiro number retirement game on August 9th against the Tampa Bay Rays. And that was awesome. The Ichiro ceremony was great. I thought it went on a little long, but overall it was a great ceremony. They brought out all the legends of the Mariners, and then they unveiled that they're going to make an Ichiro statue ready for 2026, so that'll be cool as well. And Ichiro is just such a humble guy, and and at the end of his speech, he was like speaking directly to the Mariners. He's like, "You guys have the opportunity to do something big. The city really wants it, and all this sort of stuff." And so I think that really resonated, especially with how they played, because Julio hit a home run in the first inning, and then Ral Cal hit a home run, and then next Julio hit a home run in the third, and that was pretty much the game at that point. Josh Naylor looked great in that game, so that was fun as well. Um, and I don't think I'm not sure if he's still doesn't look like he's still on
we
the
extend
rotation.
Naylor already. Let's just do it.
Um,
Sure.
but Logan Evans actually didn't look too bad against the Rays when he pitched when I was at the game as well. So, but I don't think he's in rotation anymore since
Miller is
Miller's
back.
back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a fun game to watch, and that was my first Mariners game this year. So, good to see them do some good stuff. And then, as you guys will enjoy, they called up John Stanton, and everyone booed him. So that was kind of nice
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um,
As they should.
and then they went on the road after all the vibes were really good and they weren't so good anymore. Um, I have a coworker. Oops, sorry. I have a coworker who's a New York Mets fan, and so I
Sorry.
message. I know. So I messaged him on Friday, and I'm like, you know, good luck this series. May the best team win. And he's like, you guys are gonna win. And I'm like, no, you guys are gonna win. We just lost two or three out of Baltimore. And so at like mid through the conversation, we're both like, man, we don't have neither of us have confidence in our teams. Now, luckily, my lack of confidence was validated because I took two of three from us. Um, but that was I thought that was kind of funny, just the traumatized fan bases. But um, the obviously Philly was not a great series, but I thought obviously you want to have them play in MLB stadiums, but I thought the Little League Classic was kind of cool. Now the game was delayed and then they lost, but overall I thought that was a
Yeah.
cool experience, and let those little leaguers get some time with major leaguers because maybe one day they could be them. So that's always a cool experience for the kids, and it seemed like Julio and Cal and all those guys were embracing it as well. So that was cool to see. You guys haven't even talked about Cal yet, so I'm going to talk about Cal. I mean, he's got 50 home runs. Um, like what a season that we're watching right now as Mariners fans and also baseball fans in general. Most home runs by a catcher. He's creeping in on the record for home runs for a switch hitter. So I mean that's awesome. And it's just I think I've talked about this before, but it's so much fun to watch him make history and where this team is at and what we talked about on the previous podcast, like with how Cal's playing, like this is the time to go for it. And I think I'm very happy Jerry pulled the trigger for Suarez. It seemed like a lot of the guys were really happy that he's back. Obviously, the vibes can only go so far if you don't play on the field, but I think that will help them down the stretch because it seems like a guy like Gino can lighten the mood a bit when things are getting at their most pressure. And September is going to be pressure for these guys because they have the playoffs. They're in right now. They're in. They're chasing the Astros for the division. They're in a good spot. My Mariners PTSD is hard to get over sometimes, but in the words of the great Michael Scott, I'm ready to get hurt again. All right, I'm ready for this team to hurt me once again. I don't want them to. I hope they don't. But I, I'm believing. I'm believing at this point. They are a game back of the Astros. They are clear of the wild card for now. They are sitting in a nice spot. I I believe again. And normally this is where I turn the Mariners off and football starts to become more of a priority, and that's still probably going to be the case. But I'm definitely going to keep tuning into the Mariners as they go down the stretch run in September because this team is fun to watch. And Josh Naylor seems to be fitting in, although he doesn't really seem to be super into the whole Trident after home runs thing. He kind of seems like, well, what are we doing, guys?
That's
But
his vibe. That's his thing. His personality is they
yeah,
give him a smile. That's the
yeah.
game.
But he made a great play when I was at the game at first base, diving and robbing a double down the line. So I think these two additions have been great, and it just this team's like it seems like they're having a bit more fun now. Obviously, during the losing streak, they weren't having a whole lot of fun, but it seems like they've gotten out of that at this point. And this team, I'm excited to see how it goes down the stretch, and I hope it ends in happiness in October however that form comes. If it's at the very least playoffs, and then we'll see what happens. So, and they won the Better Cup outright because they won yesterday against San Diego. So Eddie Vedder can play a free show at T-Mobile? No? Okay,
He
cool.
was there today. They
Yeah.
presented the award.
Oh, nice. Oh, and
The
one last
trophy.
thing, I was able to score some Savannah Bananas tickets for the Saturday the 20th at T-Mobile Park. So I will be seeing non-Mariners baseball in a few weeks, and excited to see the entertainment that is the Savannah Bananas. So that'll be fun to watch. Um, Sean, we did mention the previous podcast about Suarez and everything. How do you feel about all that now after that conversation that we had prior to you heading out on your trip?
Well, I didn't think it was going to happen. Wanted it to happen. It did. They didn't give up a lot for him, which was like I think the kicker, which more than excited for the price they paid for him. He hasn't been that good yet, but he had a through home run tonight. But Josh Naylor's been the sneaky stud all the way through so far. So their acquisitions were very very nice, I thought, across the board. So I'm pleased with the moves they made. They actually, I think they had hands down the best trade deadline out of any team in baseball, probably. Like I think, and the value in which they got it for too was just great. I thought that's a grand slam. Like they got so much value for, frankly, none of like their dudes in their prospect pool. Tyler Locklear is like the best guy they gave up. Uh, Sign me up every day, every single day. Tyler Locklear for Josh Naylor, absolutely, absolutely. 10 out of 10, no notes. So, uh, yeah, I'm thrilled with the moves. Oh, and I will
Kevin?
say that I say
Oh,
this. I'll touch on the Cal Raleigh. As of now, Cal's the MVP, right?
I would say yes.
I said it would take Judge getting hurt, and Judge got hurt,
I
and he has not been healthy since. And still can't throw a baseball. It is clearly affecting his swing. He is struggling and limping to 40 home runs. I know it's crazy, but like he's still having a great year, but he's not what he was doing before. He's struggling
I think
for
Cal would still be the MVP even if Judge were healthy, but that's my own personal opinion.
absolutely not. But like that's a whole other thing.
That's
But a healthy Judge is a god. But oh please stay in the yard. Okay, it does, but still it's tie game. And that's the other guy we just traded for, Ferguson. Oh wait, it's not a tie game. He's at third. Okay, but yeah, I think right now with how it's gone, it has to be Cal Raleigh right now. So yep. Anyways, yeah, go to Kevin.
Kevin,
Trade deadline.
what did you think of the trade deadline? And is Josh Naylor a rental at this point? Is that how
He
it
is
is?
a free agent after this year.
Okay. And what do you think of the Mariners' moves? And you want to re-sign Josh Naylor? You interested?
Yeah, if he keeps playing the way he's playing right now, yeah, you should definitely look into re-signing him. Like, holy crap! Like,
How old
he
is Josh? How old is that guy?
27.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh yeah, I definitely we pretty much gave up nothing for both of them, which was really nice. Now I expected that it's not what I thought. Like Gino would have the more upside since coming in, but it's actually been Josh. Josh Naylor has been playing out of his mind, uh, and it's been really great to see. Gino's bringing the vibes though. Uh,
He's streaky. Hopefully, we just caught
yeah,
him down.
yeah. Hopefully, this is the beginning. Tonight's the beginning of his streak up. But all in all, I think Jerry Dipoto did a fine job, like he pretty much usually always does, getting the pieces that we need to make a good push. So just now that you've done it, the boys, as we kind of mentioned last year, which was kind of a part of their fall, they just got it's up to the boys now and Dan, of course, but like um, they just gotta be consistent and play well. And they have everything there to make a good playoff run. So just got to start winning games and not get pooped on by Baltimore and by the Phillies.
What have you thought of the job Dan Wilson has done? Are you uh satisfied,
I
neither,
mean,
or dissatisfied?
yeah, so far everything's good, but like at the same time too, we were kind of talking about in chat, like Mitch Garver just needs to be looking at the flowers at this moment.
Well,
There's
the
no,
only problem is he's a catcher. Like that's really the crux. He would be looking at flowers if he wasn't a catcher.
just bring up Harry Ford. Just do it. Just do it.
Wait, actually, how sad are you about Dylan Moore?
Is
Nah,
anyone sad? Is anyone sad about
nah.
that?
Texas can have him back. That's fine. Feel free. And watch, he'll have a walk off against us later in the year. Most likely, I'm gonna call it now. He'll
Are
have
we
a.
are we done with Texas? I honestly don't know.
Yeah, we're
Uh,
done with Texas.
oh, are we? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got after this at Cleveland for 3, at Tampa Bay for 3, at Atlanta for 3. Then we come home. St. Louis for 3, Los Angeles Angels for 4, back on the road. 3 in Kansas City, 3 in Houston. We wrap up the year 3 at home versus Colorado, 3 at home versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. That is the remaining schedule.
So yeah, they can have him. But like, there's pieces that you could bring up to put in place of that. Solano's been more hot lately, even though I don't like having Solano as like a DH, but still, like, I think if I'm gonna pick out of the two, I probably would have Solano at DH. Um, but yeah, I just don't know where that thought process is. But all in all, I think he's done okay. I mean, we're doing good. So, and he's not gonna be perfect. He's gonna make mistakes. He's human. And it's his first year, so I'm gonna give him a little bit of leeway.
And I do want to address something that we actually haven't talked about. I didn't put on the document. Victor Robles is back now, and I'm sure there have been people who have seen the incident of what happened with Victor Robles, and I obviously what he did was not cool. You do not throw the bat. That's a deadly weapon. But on the other hand, he was hit what 4 times in like 15 at bats, so I can't say that his reaction is unwarranted. The you know I recognize the frustration from getting hit by pitches, but you still cannot do that. So it's also nice to see Victor back on the Mariners team, but That situation was tough because on one hand, you don't want to you can't be getting hit and just sit back and take it. Like I get where Victor's coming from, but you can't throw a bat at a dude. That's just not cool. And I don't know if there's malice or there's intention, and unwritten rules are stupid in my opinion. But it's something that you just cannot do if you're Victor. But also I can't say you're wrong for the anger that cropped up from it, because anybody who's getting hit that much is I'm not
I don't think
it
he
wouldn't
did
shock
post.
me for a reaction.
I don't think it was that. I think his mother passing was the kicker.
Oh,
I think if he
well
gets
that
hit,
as well. That as
yeah,
well.
I think if he
Yeah.
gets hit, he's frustrated. I think that plus that resulted in what we saw.
Okay. Well, I did not know that aspect, and
Yeah,
that
he
makes
posted. He
more
posted that,
sense.
right?
That makes more
It was his
sense.
mother, Kevin, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
In the thing? Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well that makes even more sense as to why he reacted that way. Still not okay, but I
And he'll be
uh
suspended for it. But yeah, I
yeah.
think that was the kicker. Yeah, people get hit. I mean, we had Ty France on our team. He got hit like whatever 3 games it felt like. So like yeah, but like that combined, him wanting to get back, getting hit, and then that happening. You're just adding Kindle, uh, not Kindle. Start the fire with kindling.
Wood
Like
to the fire.
yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
What's the fire starter? The little what?
Yeah. It's nice to see him back though. So that's good that he is back, and um we got Bryce Miller back, so the team is getting healthy. So that is good, especially coming into September, as the Mariners make their stretch run. Do you guys have any minor league update? Any guys you want to highlight from the Mariners minor leagues? Kevin, what do you got?
Um, yeah, kid named Peyton Alford has been going ape crap with ape crap, sorry, trying to make it play. Um, yeah, like around 2 ERA, 35 to 10 K to walk, just going ham. That Colt Emerson kid, I don't know if we know who he is. He's also still being Colt Emerson, being a sexy kitten. Uh, Caleb Cali has actually been kind of clutch in a lot of scenarios. Kind of someone to keep an eye on. He bats leadoff for Arkansas, but he's had some really clutch batting and fielding scenarios. So that I've been seeing on their thing, which has been uh, yeah, nice. And then let's see. Oh yeah, that Felmin Celestin, sexy boy. Um, doing work as well. So Zara Montez still hitting power home runs.
Most home runs in all minors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zara Montez, sexy boy. And I mean, a lot of them are just crushed too.
Yeah.
The ones I've been seeing. So I think we're gonna see him
2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
if he goes absolutely ham next year, maybe in next
Yeah.
year. But
I was
yeah.
about to say you might see September call-ups maybe next year.
I mean, if he stays at this rate, you'll see him September. But man, he's so young. But I mean, he keeps doing it. If he keeps doing it, he's in Double A already.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. So
Sean, anyone else you want to highlight?
No, I didn't. Obviously, I was out of the country, so I didn't get to pay any attention to the minor league stuff. I was lucky if I got to pay attention to the Mariners. So no, unfortunately not.
All right. Well, let us know what you have thought of the Seattle Mariners this past month. Go ahead and blue sky at us. I'm at Master B. Sean is Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is at Emerald Bowler on X. These two. Sean is Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is at C to Believe. That's SEA to Believe. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Tell us what you think of the topics we talk about in the comments below. Next time, it is our annual NFL prediction episode where we will tell you exactly how the NFL season will play out. So you don't even have to watch. You can just,
Don't have to.
yeah, you just look at our podcast. Bam, that's what's going to happen.
Raiders
Nailed it.
Giants Super Bowl.
Yep. It's going to be Pete versus Russ, and then we'll
Oh,
see
I
what
didn't
happens.
even think about that. I just thought of two crappy teams, and there we go. Yeah, yep, there we go.
And
Gosh, actually, now I want to see it. I want to see that game. I want to see those two against each other in the Super Bowl. Man,
It's
think of the narrative around that game. The two unlikely
and
teams
Gino
and
going
that
up against Russ, like the former
Against
backup.
Russ, like
Oh my
gosh, like
gosh.
the writer scripts, get on it. Get on it. There
That
we go. I
that
want to see it.
that'd be pretty crazy. So tune in for that. And with that, we will see you next time on Washington East to West Sports. Bring back our Sonics.